Alrighty folk, welcome back to the third episode of my Total War Warhammer playthrough, and I've made a decision, guys, where depending on what happens next turn, because we should have quite some reconnaissance here, some vision against the Skull Smashers, I am going to actually move out. Skull Smashers here are pretty weak. There is a chance, considering everybody hates them and they're at war with Britannia, that somebody else will deal with their stack. But last time we saw they're suffering attrition. And yeah, I am going to move out if they don't make a move against us next turn. And by move out, I mean move towards the Von Karstein vampire faction out towards our east, who has conquered Stirland. Oh, he is moving towards us. Well, we can gather a... Wow.
Summon the
He just seems weaker and weaker, actually. Let's check again, is he still... Marienburg declared war against him, so I think Marienburg actually assaulted him. Speaking of Marienburg, oh, Britannia has hardly any troops. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, sweet! This is the dream, guys! Marienburg is assaulting the capital of Britannia, who, by the way, is another, basically, flagship playable faction like the Empire. And he has 220 stacks, which I suggest should be able to deal with his 10 stack and the garrison. 220 stacks, even though the garrison is very powerful. Which means Marienburg might self-autonomously expand outward of the Empire, just like I had hoped. And we are slowly befriending him with our actions against Skull Smashers here. Each turn.
To arms!
Fighter, oh my god, sweet. 5 attack, 5 melee defense trait on Marcus. Marcus is quickly becoming a complete badass. And I'm going to give some more melee defense to our Empire Captain.
What?
So, the question is, he cannot reach us next turn. I think the solution to our problems, I am going to move out, is going to be having our rank 5 Castilian Engineer Boris and the garrison of Alhard here. So let us just check what the garrison is exactly. 2 swordsmen, 2 spearmen with shields, and 2 crossbowmen. Yeah, I think considering how wounded his lord is and stuff, this already looks pretty good, quite frankly, to defend this spot.
I will marshal the bed.
Also, this could fight it off, no problem.
Who calls?
I think I should hire some more troops, but I quite frankly don't want to. The other solution is hiring some regiments of renown, which... So, I haven't talked about these yet. For those of you who don't know, these become available once you hit a certain rank. So, the Emperor right now is rank 8. If he hits rank 10, then we get Zintler's Reichsguard. Now, what they are is a unique unit. So, in this case, it's a swordsman, but it is unique in the sense that it has a trait Unbreakable. Not only that, they begin at rank 9, which is the most experienced a unit can possibly be. So, each one is completely different. For example, these handgunners are ordinary handgunners, but they start with Stork trait, and they're, well, it's not a trait, it's just completely unique and cannot be obtained by any other handgunners, but they're also rank 9, which means they're just so much more powerful. The really cool thing about these, and the reason that I'm not hiring them, they're individual, they look unique in the battles, they're really cool, but the reason I'm not utilizing them is because they can be hired instantly. They don't take a turn to recruit. So I think that's the solution here. If we need to, I'll just hire a couple of our units of renown, and we can start utilizing them. But let us force march. I want to go deal with these vampires as quickly as possible. So we got 3k and we're hardly losing anything. I'm going to upgrade this weaving house to a clothier, which brings the income generator from 250 to 375. Unfortunately, it costs a lot, so these are really big investments for what they really give you, but it will be worth it in the end. And Marienburg is now neutral and improving. You can tell by the shade that they are not
I will listen, but my
that
time
friendly
is short.
despite being neutral, but they are improving, which is fantastic, and they're getting nearer and nearer towards
Come
giving us
then.
that non-aggression
Only
pact, which makes us officially safe on the Western Front. And yeah, our actions against von Karstein should please a lot of people, hopefully including Vessenland. Relations are now improving with Vessenland. Very good. If we can grab a trade agreement in the future, that'd be great. So if we could well and truly destroy the Skull Smashers, but also destroy a vampire faction this episode. Yes, he walked north. Good decision. Skull Takers. Oh, I got excited there for a second, guys. There is another faction somewhere of Greenskins, which was destroyed, not the Skull Smashers. Nice, looters. 10 turns of 10 leadership for all forces, or 10 turns of income from stacking. We're going for the leadership there, because I am a little bit worried about fighting these vampires.
Raise your weapons!
So, Skull Smashers are walking up towards a Marienburg settlement. If Marienburg could continue defeating them, now that they're at war. Hey, another peasant. Interesting. Ratcatcher attrition suffered from Lord's army. Oh, now the vampiric provinces, guys, make us suffer attrition. Let's equip the Ratcatcher out here on the Lord Emperor, and let's take a movement into Grunberg, which should help us replenish faster inside a settlement.
Ready.
And in fact, Grunberg has extra replenishment from the pastures there, 4% more.
Yes.
So we're just about completely healed up next turn. How are you holding out, Stirland? I hope he's okay. I'm coming to bail you out of this mess. Just hold on, my Empire province.
What does the Emperor bid?
And rank 8 on Marcus as well.
Very well.
Sweet. Now what we can do is check here. See, he still has some troops around. I want to keep asking. No military access available with Midland. It's funny how relations change like that. Now we've got a mission to get a military or defensive alliance with Nordland. Man, easier said than done. This guy bloody hates me. Who does he hate? He hates Marienburg, which is not good because I'm going to build relations with him. That's about it. We'll see if we can appease him going into the future, but I don't know what to do unless we just have a boatload of money at some point. I think that is the beginning of a quest chain. But right now I'm wondering how we start that quest chain. Still has that little army around, eh?
The Empire.
Marienburg is still just sieging down. Wait.
Do you know who I am?
I was about to say that he's mustering troops, so he must not be sieging it down. But I think he is. He's just not growing at all because he is besieged. Good luck, Marienburg. Do the dirty work. That Bretonnian faction is very much easily friendable, but they are not
Fight for our nation!
if that makes any sense, guys. Like Marienburg is. Wow, well this is our highest level character, and we can now start going down the melee, the fighting tree, now that we have Lightning Strike. Or alternatively, I can go for, well, he's got Blood Feud. Hell no, he's got Blood Feud and the fighter trait. I am going to be making him into basically a warlord here. Our Empire Captain is going to be a little bit more diverse, increasing his melee defense even more.
Yes, my lord. As you say, sir.
And I'm going to go ahead and disband one of these footmen. As they're not required, I would suggest to do the dirty work. In Grunberg, our engineer is not here, but still, we would only save about 100. I'm going to be building a reading house here.
I command here.
It is time, guys, to move out into
Summon the Elector Counts.
Stirland. Quite frankly, this is not a vampire province. Now we do suffer attrition, but what I want to do is move closer.
On march!
Our lord here does, we're going to encamp here to finish off our replenishment, so we're full HP, and our lord actually will help eliminate their vampirism. So vampirism has increased to 50%, but it is going down with our lord here. And if we get rid of the fort, the capital city there, it will diminish quickly. Holy balls! Everybody's attacking Stirland. Oh no. I think Stirland is on the way out, guys. Big time. Now, I'm wondering, does anybody like our trespassing against... we'll see in the future. Just Stirland, by the looks of things. So,
I will listen,
I'm pretty sure
but my
here we're going to be
time
able
is
to
short.
see what Confederation looks like by inheriting Stirland, guys. But if you remember what I said initially,
I will marshal the
I
men.
plan to operate just out of Reichland, and that means no confederating
By
here in the early
Sigmar's
game.
will.
Because the sooner that you confederate, the sooner that the Chaos faction will spawn. We have to, at the very least, eliminate vampirism so that I'm not fighting on multiple fronts for when this game gets really hard, guys, from my experience, when the Chaos faction spawns.
Onwards!
Now, if we spend less than 50% of our movement, we can
Let's go.
into the
Pick
raiding
up the pace.
stance. And although unlike greenskins who can replenish and raid,
Make haste,
we cannot
men!
replenish and raid, but we can
Fine.
prevent ourselves from suffering attrition by
Now.
raiding. So that's what we're going to do. Now that we're in the raiding stance, we can move around in the raiding stance next turn, which will allow us to reach the capital, I suggest, without suffering attrition, and improving our income by 122 this turn. If we click on Von Karstein, we are more powerful than him, but we've got to consider that a lot of our troops, that includes the... oh, hang on, look how... Actually, the Vampire Counts and Templehof are all much weaker than us. That's good. That's actually surprising, guys. Usually I would expect the Vampire Counts to be stronger than us, because they're OP. But, at least when they're played by the AI. But this looks like it's going pretty nicely. We are, of course, hoping that one of the Empire factions out here, preferably somebody who's friendly with us, like Stirland, which is probably not the case because he seems like he's about to die, cleans up this region and becomes a bigger, mega powerhouse out here, owning everything. Let's cancel our non-aggression with Templehof. And we can deploy and extend later.
What does the
That's
Emperor
part of
mean?
my kind of incentive to go
To strengthen the Empire. Attack!
dealing with them, is that they get colonized by one of the Empire provinces.
Let us move
Oh wow, a rare armor piece.
to the provinces.
I just feel the cheese is too good. It's too good. We're going to give the rare armor piece to the Lord Emperor and give the uncommon one to Marcus, as the Lord Emperor is actually going to be making use of it. But also hoping that Marcus can
The
move on.
Celestial College implores
What is
that
this?
I hear you.
What are you doing?
I remain unconvinced.
We're friends. Yes, non-aggression. We are friends. Yes. Oh man, that diplomacy was making me nervous. I was worried he's going to attack me, guys. Sweet. Greyherd's come. That's a faction. Oh no, Toddbringer's Wrath. This is an event. We just got negative 20 relations with Middenland, so we're very friendly. Wow. It's the
Welcome,
highest
my
relation
countrymen.
out of anybody, but our relations are deteriorating. In fact, I think actually getting negative relations with him when he is the most friendly is probably pretty cool, because I suggest that we're going to be able to maintain him despite
Come
that
then.
negative event as a good friend. We can almost get trade with
I am
Marienburg.
Prince and
Sweet.
Emperor.
Lord Emperor is also level 9, and we're going to be going down the fighting path with him. Now, he does have his own sort of tree here for being the faction leader, which is pretty cool, and we're definitely going to be doing some of that as well, but the first one is only available at rank 12, so we're going full offensive on the Lord Emperor, as he is our
Bring me to my men.
battering ram, essentially. And I can't quite reach this province,
My orders are to move.
but we're going to move up
Onwards!
right near it, I
Pick up the
suppose.
pace.
Cool, and we are trespassing on his land, by the way, guys, which makes him despise us. But he's a vampire scum, so we don't quite frankly care. Skull Smasher still has a little troop around, a little force, which
By
is
the
interesting, to say the least.
Empire's blessings.
Even if we took
yes.
this out, he would not be faction destroyed. The question is, do we keep cheesing until we get military access? We're already friendly. No. Let's raise it to the ground. Let's raise it to the ground. Let's get out of here. Keen Swede. Got the keen trait on our Empire Captain, which means this whole army. Same thing with the Lord Emperor. We get 5 leadership to the whole army when attacking. Very nice. we don't have Keen on this stack, so I guess the Empire Captain will be remaining in this stack for now. And let's get some, yeah, Deadly Blade. Let's go for the offensive stuff. As he has Blood Feud, he's pretty offensive here with his, let's have a look. 66 melee attack, going up to 68, and hopefully with things like, later on with weapons, that can be upgraded even more. Now this is awesome. One of the better aspects of a Empire Captain, guys, we can take Hold the Line, which is a passive ability, constant, affects all allies in range. So it's basically just a constant aura, which gives an additional 4 leadership. He already has a small aura of leadership. But this will actually give 100% charge resistance. Wow. So that's pretty much one of the biggest utility sort of uses of this Empire Captain in combat, is complete resistance to charges of allies nearby him. So if a big charge is incoming and you use that wisely in combat, you can completely nullify it. Now we're going to begin moving away from here. Hopefully, I'm hoping that even if we trespass, guys, this massive modifier of military actions against Skull Smashers is enough to,
it is good to see,
especially now that we have non-aggression, is enough to propel our relations going into the future. Still really hoping, he's taking a sweet time out here, but really hoping that Marienburg does well, continues to do well. He appears to be doing well, but let's hope he continues that way.
By the comet.
I'm going to spend the money that we have, guys, by...
onwards. Praise Sigma.
Hang on a second. Our public order is really bad. Let's go back into Alhart and build a tap room here. +4 public order. Yeah, that takes 2 turns. Our public order is really bad. It's really bad. It needs to be worked on. So that will prevent it from revolting, hopefully. And that is our turn. It's just about to be our turn. I can't believe that Visserman doesn't hate. He actually is beginning to like von Karstein, guys, because of the fact that they're both at war with Stirland. That's annoying. That's not exactly going to plan. The idea is if we... Oh, Aveland took the moat. Stirland is falling, man. Jeez. So if we take out Woodbad, it will be interesting to see, because we're not going to occupy it, guys. Our first technology is completed. It'll be interesting to see who occupies it and who becomes kind of the... Whoa, foolish vainglory. We will see who is the fall. 10 leadership for all forces for 15 turns. Wow. Let's take that. Be utilizing that against these, in these battles. Whoa, he took both of them! He bloody well took both of them. So Aveland is, I guess Stirland is all but destroyed. He just has some troops around. Yeah.
Greetings on behalf of the...
Rip Stirland. It's a shame. So one Empire faction has essentially been destroyed. He will be destroyed. Now, this guy hates von Karstein, though. Excellent. So although he's unfriendly, his relations are improving. And hopefully we can begin befriending him as he becomes sort of the eastern powerhouse out here. And yes, Vissenland, no, he likes our actions against von Karstein as well. Sweet. That makes me feel much better. Speaking of von Karstein, it is time to be declared upon. Now, I don't know where his troops are, but this is his only settlement.
Ulrich's will.
Now, this is a capital city, guys. It has walls indicated here, so we have to build some siege equipment. But in fact, our odds are so high that it's... I would be happy to go in for the auto resolve against these low tier trashy units with just a battering ram next turn if he is not able to reinforce it. And then we'll just have to deal with his army wherever they are walking around, and it will be all ogre for the likes of him.
The nation calls.
Yes. Can we get trade?
It is good to see fellow sons of the Empire.
Trade. Sweet. Trade with Marienburg, the powerhouse of the West. Alrighty, so here's the... There are the Skull Smashers. He's only got 6 wounded units, so he's not that big of a threat at all. So here's the moment of truth. If we force march all the way out through Marienburg, I suspect with that trade agreement as well, we should still be making relations with him. Yes, even though we got the trespassers. Sweet. Diplomatic. And look at the dwarves, friendly, guys.
Hail to your
Sweet.
emperor.
Getting an alliance with him would be cool.
Yes, my lord.
So the diplomatic game is working out pretty well, guys? Almost all of our neighbors. Westerland I would love to get
Greetings,
trade
my
with
countrymen.
through our actions against von Karstein, hopefully.
To the
But
provinces.
almost all of our neighbors
To
are
battle.
nice and
Step
happy,
to it.
which is pretty
To the provinces.
cool. And this, I think, is too pathetic to deal with
Ready.
Boris and the garrison.
The nation
So
calls.
we're going to go ahead and
Not in
march our
my
way out to the battlefront with Marcus as well to help us against these vampires. Next technology, we're going for the leadership against for all infantry, and that's our turn here. Yeah, so we're still at war with that Beastman faction. It just reminded me, oh, that is all that poor Stirland has remaining, guys, is that little stack there. So technically, if he could take back a province, he'd be okay, but his stack is too weak to do that, I'm sure. So
Into battle.
he is essentially as dead as a dodo,
Men,
Stirland.
we must attack.
And speaking of as dead as a dodo, we're about to burn this to the ground. Raise it to the ground. I'm not going to occupy because I'm not going to sack either. 2k is pretty nice, but it takes 2 turns again to go through the walls. Next turn we would have to start building rams again and go through the walls. I'm just raising it to the ground for the sake of pragmatism, for the sake of time efficiency. Burning it to the ground, getting a nice common weapon there.
Is it time?
And now that this is not owned by vampires, because the vampirism is under 50%, because of our presence, we no longer suffer attrition here, which is really cool. Some experience on our wizard here. I'm going to be going for his spellcasting route here initially, and we'll look at this stuff later here, but 50% cooldown to the one spell that he begins with. I actually don't know all the spells very well, but this apparently is a buff, where for 24 seconds you can give an ally in 200 meters massive melee defense and massive melee attack, so just objectively good by the looks of things. Cool. He's a supporting kind of caster, I think, and you can just stand back and influence the battle, I'm sure, by just buffing up a unit versus another unit.
I will marshal the
Very nice. I'm wondering, should I be recruiting even higher? Even more
The
troops?
nation
This is a
calls.
20 stack.
What does the emperor bid?
Is our militiaman here? Let's equip our militiaman. And march out to Grunberg. I think next turn I'll hire some more troops. 3 more
What does
troops.
the emperor bid?
But we'll see. And considering that stack is so pathetic, I saw it walk up north, I'm going to actually move here, because I also feel vulnerable to those beastmen. I think those beastmen
Yes,
burnt
my
down Montfort, guys. By upgrading Helmgard, the garrison is a little bit better. Well, they're both rank 2. We have quite some population, but I cannot afford to upgrade this. Altdorf would probably be the case, or Helmgard, and we could finish this off with a nice garrison building. I think actually, though, spending money to make money is the way to go right now. No, I changed my mind, because I want to build some
Raise Sigmar.
infantry next turn. That is
I
it for this
command
turn.
fear.
We should be nice. So even with that recent events modifier, guys, we're very friendly with Midland. That was all
By
thanks to those
Sigma's will.
cheesing actions against Gold Smashers. And relations are looking good. Friendly improving, very friendly, friendly improving, neutral improving. Life's good in the hood, guys. And Avaland is unfriendly and improving. Definitely going to try to appease him. It's going to be interesting to see who occupies Stirland, guys, because if Avaland actually does it, or Vessenland for that matter, if they occupy this Wurtbad, we don't have military access like we did with Stirland, so that's part of the reason that I was kind of... No, Stirland just got faction destroyed, I'm sure. That's part of the reason I was rooting for Stirland, guys, is to have that military access. It's going to be difficult. If somebody obtains this, yep, Stirland destroyed. Okay, but
No.
this guy looks awfully out of position.
Who calls?
It is a 17 stack.
Such insolence.
We are ever so
Summon the
slightly
Elector
wounded,
Counts.
but so is he. He's outnumbered and
I am
outranked.
prince and emperor.
So, because he's out of position, I think...
Sigmar compels us onward.
we're about to faction destroy this guy. He's got some Blood Knights which are wounded. They are rank 4, just like our Reichsguard. Well, guys, this looks like such a free auto-resolve that I do just want to auto-resolve it. But, I think you guys would probably prefer if I fight it. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm actually going to wait. There's plenty of vampires to be fighting here, guys, in the future. I'm actually going to wait and see what your thoughts are. Because according to this is just such a free win. The thing is, guys, his infantry are pretty weak. The way that vampires work is that when their morale breaks, they just start dying. But they are unbreakable. They're all unbreakable. They never rout, but they just start dying and collapsing. So he basically has a nice cavalry unit. So do we. But our cavalry, his is like wounded by like a third of their units. He's got some really low tier expendable bats, which we could make short work of with our ranged units when they came across. He's got some damage dealing Vargeist here. I actually think this could be a little bit challenging, as he's basically got same thing as us, melee expert and a wizard here. I'm going to auto-resolve. I think obviously we'd take out Vlad von Karstein with the Emperor, just like we have with every other lord, fairly easily, and his guys would start unbinding. But I think, honestly guys, if I played this out, I would suffer many more casualties than 111. I think I would have suffered many more. And part of the nature of the vampires is that they can recruit tremendously fast by raising the dead, but they also suffer massive casualties as they all become unbound and crumble. We're going to execute those captives. So, sorry, Vlad von Karstein, but I think you have just been...
Attack!
Faction destroyed. Our wizard took heavy casualties there.
Bring me to my men. On march!
Sweet. They become deadified. And we're going to give some melee attack. It's +5 melee attack to the Lord Emperor, who's up to 70. Sweet. Now let's have a look here. Passive ability constantly affects areas around south, which is map wide. Negative melee defense and negative missile parry with shield. Wow. Cool. That's just a map-wide debuff to all enemies where they have less defense, and straight off the back we're taking that. That's sick. So his very presence just makes enemies more vulnerable. I like that. Alrighty, I want to kind of encamp and heal up, but we can't because we use most of our movement. So let's make our way out eastward, nearest to the vampires, and try to get out of Woodbad, because if somebody colonizes that, then we're trespassing on their land. So we're suddenly neutral and improving with Avaland, which is good. Good.
I will listen.
And how does he doesn't like Templehof. Wow. He's neutral and improving. So he doesn't like vampire counts either. Okay. To be honest, it's a little bit sad that we dealt with Dunkarstein so quickly, because we didn't get that many modifiers to improve relations. If you feel me? But that's fine. We've got better things to take care of. Speaking of taking care of things, here comes Marcus, and we're going to hire some spearmen with shields. Which, if we hire quite a few of, we can also give some spearmen with shields to the Emperor. So he's got two. Two's fine, actually. We'll give 2 to this stack, and I'll just go for some basic swordsmen. Hang on. Let's get crossbowmen. We don't have that much ranged units. That many ranged units. Yep, okay. I feel a little bit better about our upkeep situation. So in Helmgard, I'm going to spend money to make money. It's going to be kind of my philosophy. The money that we gain from these wars, I'm going to invest in economic buildings here, trying to support our armies. And wait, I've got a bloody mission to get an alliance with him. How can I achieve that? Nordland hates me. I've done like a really good job, I feel like, befriending my neighbors, but he's a random faraway guy, and it's in order to begin a quest.
I hold Galmaraz. You may bow.
What's the deal, guy? Oh, great. Aveline just declares war on us. Okay. Shoot. Well, there goes a sort of wrench thrown into the mix. We've got a mission of raiding the Moot. 6 turns to complete, 1500 reward. The Moot is right here. It's a nice reward.
I will marshal the
Damn
men.
it. I was really hoping something like that would not happen. Now, he's slightly weaker than
Why
us
talk
in
to
terms
you,
of force
the
limits.
Grand
I think
Theod?
that if we take out his armies... I hate
We
Brothers
march!
Wars like this, guys. I hate Brothers Wars. We shouldn't be doing
Yes.
these Brothers Wars. If I can take out his
My orders
armies,
are to move.
then... Oh, speaking of
Not
army,
likely.
hello. He will probably be completely
command
demoralized,
here.
is what I'm trying to say, and actually
Step
piece
to
us
it.
out.
I refuse.
As is
Well,
my right
I'm going to
by
see if I can
Sigmar's
encamp
crown.
here to gain health.
What
In
does
that
the
case,
Emperor
considering I
bid?
can see his army, let's
Who calls? Take up the pace.
try to apply some pressure to him. Actually, let's try to group
Yes,
up near. I'm going to
sound
march my
that.
way out near
Onward!
to the Emperor as fast as possible. And that's just about it. So I am going to be looking for this
My
peace
hand
offer, guys. I do not hold any grudge against him. It is simply, we're trying to be as pragmatic as possible. He is the only nation, really, I know we're at war with like the War Beasts or whatever the name is, the Beastmen, but he's the only real threat to us right now. Leadership at the cost of public order, or -10 when fighting against humans. Oh no. Those are both quite bad for us. 10 turns, I can't afford it. 10 turns of -5 public order, we can't afford it. Fortunately, we get 2,500 money from taking this, but -10 when fighting humans? The money's nice, but we just, I guess we have +10 leadership here, 17 turns, -10 when fighting humans, so they cancel each other out. It makes me feel
Summon
better.
the Elector Count.
We just got a big chunk of money, and I really know what I'm going to do with that money. Firstly, we're going to upgrade here. We've got public order. I'm going to go for fervent here with our governor, Boris IV Fiddler,
Now
and we're going to move up to
it is
Altdorf
time.
and upgrade to a town.
The nation calls.
Nice. Very friendly
Come
with
then.
Marienburg. And Marienburg took the capital of Britannia. Sweet. Britannia's really on the ropes. So Marienburg has 2 provinces. It'll be interesting to see if he can take the... I just saw that Britannia is also being attacked by this guy, but it'll be interested to see if he can get 2 provinces taken over. Either way, he owns 2 capitals, so he's doing really,
Raise
really
Sigmar.
well. Now, I think Aveland,
will.
the solution to taking him out here is going to be...
All right.
I want to
I
continue
am Prince and Emperor.
moving
Let us
towards
move.
him,
Bring me to my men. Right.
and I want to continue
Let's go.
come into reinforcement range, replenishing our units.
Affirmative.
I think, guys, if we hit the Moot and destroy this whole
I'll
stack,
ignore that.
which is the absolute vast majority of his army, then hopefully he will be demoralized enough where he's just like, get me out of this war. And then we can move on to
Ready.
real productive things instead of fighting members of the Empire. Oh my goodness. Talabaklan, our friendly neighbor, is getting ruffle-stomped by these guys by the looks of things. Everybody ganged up on him. So he's sitting in his
Raise
capital with a
Sigmar.
20 stack. Oh wow.
I serve Sigma.
Ostland is
By the
he's got a
comet.
lot more than a 20 stack, however. Good luck to Talabaklan. We might see him dying, but there we go. What can you do? It's all RNG, this game, how the neighbors work. I obviously want my neighbor who is friendly with me, though, and has non-aggression and so on, to do well instead of get wrecked. But we'll just have to befriend whoever comes across this way as well.
Yes,
So
my
our mission
lord.
is to raid this
strengthen the
province,
Empire.
and we're going to do exactly that. I
Summon
still
the
need to
Elector Counts.
heal up a bit. So, actually, let's put the ambush chance. Nice. Let's put the wound recovery on him, because he needs it. Wound recovery speed. So this stack,
Sigmar compels us.
complete our mission.
It is for the best. I am Prince and Emperor.
Stay within reinforcement.
In the
each
name
other.
of Magnus.
Heal up. He's a bit wounded, our wizard, but he's just going to have to manage, because I'm not going to wait on him all day. We're going to go
What? Sigmar compels us.
deal with the moot
Yes.
next turn. We're going to generate quite some money for completing this mission, which is good to see.
I am Karl Franz.
No.
Many call me Emperor.
He lost his capital. He's going to give us military access. Okay, we'll take it. But I fear that faction is not going to be around. I think probably, guys, in his one little province over here. Nice. Mission completed. Chaos stirs. Oh no. Chaos stirs. I think probably in his one province here, guys, he doesn't even have a location to recruit from. So Talabakland is all but entirely dead, I would suggest. And Ostland does not like us. Shoot. Oh, hang on. He's very friendly. He's got an alliance with Ulstermark. And Ulstermark is neutral and improving. If we can get treaties with Ulstermark, that would be a modifier that he would like. In fact, guys, I think it's safe to say that Talabakland is dead. And for that reason, I'm going to cancel everything that we have with them. Because it will help us. No, treachery. We just accepted military access. God dang it. I don't want to cancel military access after just accepting it. We made a mistake there. Okay. So, breaking trade agreements. You see, they like that. They like that we broke our treaties. And unfortunately, we are going to get a past treaties modifier when he doesn't exist, because we have a treaty with him.
Bring me to
that
my
was a
men.
mistake that I made, but oh well.
Sigmar's
Now I want to
will.
be very smart about this here.
To the provinces.
Let's use
On it.
Marcus so
For
that we can
Heldenhammer.
continue encamping and healing up
Ulrich's will.
with the Emperor. But what I want to see
Moving
is,
off. As
I
you
guarantee
say.
you that our odds are just
Into
so
battle.
high here.
Fight for
Yeah.
our nation.
He's all low tier units, guys, apart from that mortar, and our
To
our
arms!
experience is so high, our equipment, our gear, and so on. What I want to see is he wanting a peace
Deliver
now?
your
No.
missive.
War calls.
Alright, I'm sorry to do this to you, my man.
For Heldenhammer.
But I humbly suggest that you get absolutely rectified. I don't plan to own this, so let's sack it up. I mean, you can have it, Aveland, but what you can't
I
do...
command here.
Oh, another trait there. What you
By the
cannot do
comet.
is be really, really mad at us.
Deliver
There
your
it is.
missive and then get from
There
my
it is.
presence.
Nice, we can get non-aggression and military access for piecing out. Okay, not quite. We can peace though, and he's so desperate that we can get non-aggression. That's good. We could probably demand money as well. Sweet. Okay, that was a blessing in
The
disguise,
nation
guys.
calls.
We basically forced a non-aggression onto him. So, we're still really unfriendly. He doesn't like our treaties with the vampire counts. I will break that in due time. In fact, let's just break it now.
here in desperation.
Okay. So unfortunately, he hates us. Military actions against them. Dude, I'm sorry, man. You made me. Hopefully, though, with this non-aggression, with some time here, he hates the vampire counts. We're going to go deal with them. Hopefully, yeah, relations begin to improve with him. And
Summon the Elector Counts.
I would be happy to kind of pave the way for his success out here in the eastern part of the Empire, but as long as we're friends. Now here, guys, unfortunately a lot of these spells, these are all spells, when you go up to rank 2, all it does is actually reduces the cooldown. So my preference is to actually go for each spell and not reduce the cooldown, at least initially. But let's have a look here. This is causes magical damage, can disrupt unit formation, it's strong versus multiple units. This is a hex where you debuff a target. This is strong versus, okay, weak versus single. Weak versus single, strong versus multiple. So these are all AoE. These are both AoE, and that's a debuff. Let's go for the debuff here initially.
I am Prince and Emperor.
Let's begin.
I
Let's
am
continue,
France.
rather.
They will obey.
Marching out eastward. And begin assaulting these vampire scum, undead
On
scum.
march.
You must
This
die,
will
I
bolster
say.
the nation. Pick up the pace.
Oh, we're trespassing on the moves
What?
now. Damn
Yes,
it. Let's get out
sound
of
that.
here.
Bring
I
me
really
to
wish
my
that we
men.
did
Make haste, men.
get that military access from you, man. He was close to accepting it, eh? Damn it. I should have given him some money or something like that.
Come then.
Speaking of military
Only
access... Oh, Marienburg wants a defensive alliance. Well, he's a pretty good target, guys. He's one of the strongest nations, I would suggest, but certainly, I mean, he's geared up to being. The issue is, though, he could be attacked by these guys. I don't want to deal, like, honor a
Welcome,
call
my
for arms,
countrymen.
so, no. I'll offer some money for military access. No, that's it. Hopefully we'll get it in time. Midland relations improving.
It is
Sweet.
good to see.
Ulstland. We should give him a gift
Why
while we
talk
can,
to
guys.
you? The Grand Theogenist should
Oh, it's
declare
very
you
expensive. Hang
traitors
on.
and heretic.
What we can do is give a gift
I will
to
listen.
this
but
guy.
my time is
Hopefully
short.
it's not so expensive. Yes, it's much cheaper. Give a medium gift to him. Try to build really good relations. So he likes the gift we gave to Ulstermark. So that will help maintain the non-aggression we have here. But hopefully we can get best friends with Ulstermark, and he will like the treaties, and yeah, hopefully befriend Ulstland as well, because he's getting pretty tough out there. Should keep checking
Honor to
relations
you.
with the dwarves. Vessenland. He likes our military actions against...
Approach
Oh,
and
what
make
the-
your offer.
Vessenland's basically dead. Oh no. We could actually confederate with him.
Warrior
Oh no, he got wrecked by somebody to the south. Still, I can see he owns 2 provinces. He will rebuild.
Greetings, my countrymen.
This is it.
You come in
He's very
peace on this
vulnerable,
fine mark
and he's
tag?
more inclined, sweet, to accept treaties. So hopefully he recovers there. It might be our next objective after vampires to go bust him out of whatever situation he's in, guys. Somebody to the south is really messing his face up, but we just got some trade with him. That's good. Hopefully he survives. And I guess while we have the money, honestly,
Deliver your missive and then get from my presence.
we probably want to reach a large payment, guys, if we're going to repair our relations with Nordland. We probably want to reach that large payment, so if we're ever feeling, oh, I should have checked. I didn't check what buildings we should have built. My bad. I'm sure we could afford to build something. Okay, he is rebuilding
Servant
some
of the
troops
faith.
here. Hopefully Vesselland recovers from the war he's fighting. Yeah. Let's upgrade this clother,
So,
and we can do the same
the
in
Empire
Grunberg.
to battle.
Wait till our engineer gets here.
By the comet.
Okay, so he did hire
The
a lord,
Empire.
Talbackland, but
What?
you can recruit a lord without a training field or something like that. But man, he's really on the brink of these 3 neighbors coming his way. Oh, Norland is at war with Hochland, and Hochland is fighting everybody as well.
Surely an agreement will be reached.
Interesting. I think that's the move, guys. If we just YOLO declare on Hochland,
Greetings on behalf
everybody's
of the
going to
Empire.
like that. Ulstermark, Ulsland, Nordland are going to like that we're at war with Hochland, and we probably won't even have to deal with him because he's completely surrounded. Nobody really likes him, so there's no incentive not to do that. I think I will do exactly that. But what we could actually do
I will listen. But my
is
time is
look for somebody where we've got a moderate
talk to
chance
you.
and offer to join war. No.
Why talk to you?
No. No. Let's just declare war.
Greetings, my countrymen. You come in peace.
Now, hopefully, relations are improving in Nordland. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Hopefully Ulstermark can be best friends. Maybe Ulstermark will colonize the southern provinces if we kill the vampires out here. Speaking of killing vampires,
Is it time?
is Templehoff at war with anybody? Nope. Just, I mean, he is at war, but I was trying to see if he's at war with somebody
Ready.
inside
I
the
will
Empire,
marshal
which
the
he
men.
is not. So, what we're going to do here
My orders
is
are to move.
encamp
Of course.
and make sure I'm in reinforcement range and declare war. We're apparently much more powerful
To
than
war!
Templehoff. So hopefully this war goes
Into battle.
smoothly. Oh, what the? This says walls. I did not expect that. Okay.
Attack!
Same difference. So I guess Fort, whatever it's called, Oberstyre, has been, it's a rank 3. It's been really quite prosperous here
Now.
for this vampire faction, but that's going to change. That's going to give us a lot of wows, guys, for sacking that settlement. And that's exactly what I intended to do. Let's screw it. We're hopefully going to get some real money here, guys, for fighting these upcoming wars. So I'm actually going to upgrade this building, the pastures, which gives us more growth in our province. But that's actually... Vesselland's at war with Aveland. And this guy to the south. Oh no. Okay, I see how it is. Well, Aveland, I think, well and truly is going to take over the east
It
by
is
the
good
looks
to
of
see
things.
fellow
But
sons of the
let
Empire.
us see if we can befriend him. As long as we can befriend him, then it's going to be okay. It's going to be just fine. I'm going to be ending the episode here shortly, guys. Hochland is a stack quite close to us. Oh, shoot. Mistakes were made. Here comes Templehoff, but not in time. Skull Smashers were finally destroyed. Morale of infantry finally finished
Raise
researching.
your weapons!
Great. Let's get some armor on our... Right now he's
Ulrich's
primarily defensive,
will.
our Empire
It
Captain.
is
But
war!
we'll give him some offensive stuff as well. As he gets some rank. No need to worry about that. 620, wow, and 5k there for sacking the
Onward!
settlement. And hates vampires trait. 5 leadership when fighting undead. Bonus versus large looter. Income from sacking and looting settlements.
I
Great, some
command
nice
here.
traits there. And let's quickly...
By Sigma's
Yeah.
right.
So we continue healing up. Grunberg. Now that we've got a whole bunch of money, I'm upgrading Grunberg, guys.
So?
That will build walls, will it? Rank 3? I think so. Let's try to build walls, and I'm going to build the garrison building here because I'm nervous
I will
about
marshal
Grunberg after
the
seeing
men.
that big Hochland stack out here.
My hand hovers close to mine.
I didn't realize he had troops so close to us. But let's
What does
also
the
move
Emperor
out to
bid?
Altdorf out here and spend the money that we just made.
the provinces.
We're about to run out of technologies to research, but if we build a Imperial Harbour, this unlocks technologies. It also makes our income generated from go up to 400. That's 200 additional, and also increases our growth. So it's a very expensive building, but I mean that's what it's here for. It's worth it. Spend the money to make money each turn, and we're going to start having some pretty nice access to some pretty sick buildings here in Altdorf, our capital city, but we just need the money to deal with them. And guys, I am going to consider hiring a new lord, and the reason is because Marcus is so highly ranked that we could put him as an Arch Lector, and the Arch Lector gives +5 to chaos and vampiric reduction. That's a tremendous amount, which means out where he's fighting the vampires, he could very much cleanse the land. Whereas if we hired a new dude, even at rank 1 he could serve as our treasurer, which at this point, as our trade increases more and more and our building income from buildings increases more and more, the treasurer is the scaling sort of factor is going to give us more and more benefit,
Greetings, my
obviously,
countrymen.
needless to say. So that's it for our 3rd episode, guys.
Summon the
Now that we took this down a rank, there are no walls here, so next turn we're going to actually burn this to the ground, and then we're going to move on to Tempelhof, which may have more provinces out here, but he's looking pretty weak to me, guys. He's looking pretty weak. He's got a decent stack here, and I'll tell you what, with the garrison combined, it could be hard to take out, but I'm sure we'll get him eventually, and then we're going to move on to trying to eradicate von Karstein, and I think that is all the vampire faction. So we're completing our objectives nicely. A little bit of hindrances around here and there, like, you know, the east getting conquered, but our diplomacy is looking pretty good nonetheless. I hope you guys have been enjoying. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.